So this is part 2 of my response to At Least It Wasn't Dirty Dancing. Well, not response, but response to the response I've gotten from that, if that makes any sense. So in the last video, if you didn't watch it, was just sort of background into the story, why I wrote it, that sort of thing, and a response to a guest review, as well as a couple of disclaimers about, this isn't character bashing and all that jazz. If you want to, sorry, my pen right here, how rude. I would recommend watching it if you're going to watch this one, because they're kind of tying them together, obviously. But moving forward, so the majority of comments I've gotten about the last chapter stemmed from the little twist at the end. Sarah's comment, I believe it was, with all due respect, Felicity, you don't know what it's like to have a father to protect. That kind of, first of all, that was not meant to be delivered by Sarah as a malicious line. It's not at all. It's the way that I kind of think about it, or thought about it when I was writing it, or whatever, is that it's simply Sarah trying to explain to Felicity why she doesn't think that Felicity can empathise with her position. She's got her father, who, the League of Assassins has been after, who has a dangerous job. Being a cop is dangerous. Being a cop in Starling City even more so, apparently. And I can see why she feels the need to protect him. If you have the means to protect someone, you should, shouldn't you? That's too philosophical for my mind. I hate philosophy, but that's kind of what I was thinking when I was writing it. I wasn't thinking, this is Sarah being nasty, trying to tell her to butt out of her business, or anything like that. It was, Sarah kind of, Felicity kind of jumped in the middle of Oliver's and Sarah's lovers' spat a little, and, it was just Sarah trying to explain her position. I can see how it could have come over as malicious, but I just kind of, if you read it as malicious, it will change the whole tone of the story, and I really don't want it to, because like I said in the other video, I really like their friendship. I think that, it's really good for them both to have a girlfriend to confide in, kind of thing. So even if you did originally read it as malicious, maybe go back and take another peek. Might sort of help you see my side of things for chapters later on. It was completely unintentional. When I was writing that scene, I wrote it, and then I was, as you do, or I don't know if you do, but when I write, I tend to sort of write a couple of scenes and then go back and read over them. So I kind of tend to write things like a few scenes at a time. When I went back and read over that one, I didn't actually realise what I had written. In a way, it kind of makes me feel a bit like a fraud, because, everyone said, oh, it's such a well thought out twist. It wasn't thought out at all. It just kind of came out. But yeah, so it took me by surprise. It was honestly like I was reading someone else's fanfiction, and they put this major twist in, and I thought, wow, oh my god, and yeah, it kind of made me rewrite the entire next chunk of the story, as it would, so it was completely unintentional. When I went back and reread it, the first time that I reread it, I had the same reaction that Felicity did. Funnily enough, my heart dropped and I felt like physically ill at the thought, because I didn't think, how on earth would Sarah know that? I just kind of wrote it. And then when I was thinking about, because originally I was going to take it out because it didn't fit. Obviously, Sarah hasn't found out on the show. But then I thought, with the way things are going on the show at the moment, it really, it breaks my heart to say this, but it wouldn't surprise me if Oliver had disclosed that to Sarah, because, while to him, it's nowhere near as bad as any of the secrets that he's been keeping. He can't tell his family about who he is, and it sucks and everything, but seeing how terrified and how upset Felicity was at, even just telling Oliver about her father abandoning her and, these residual abandonment issues that she's got, basically. It's kind of, I referred to it before, it was in a review, just reply to someone as, it's Felicity's personal island. It's like Curly Ann Yu. She doesn't want to tell people about it. And so I think that Felicity's reaction to finding out that Oliver told Sarah that is almost akin to how Oliver reacted when he found out that Felicity told Barry who he was. It's got that kind of feeling to it for me. It wasn't his place to do it. This isn't me saying I sided with Oliver in that argument about Barry, because don't different, he was just a jackass in that. But yeah, that's my personal thing, which also brings me to the "you're not going to lose me" comment that Oliver made to her when she told Oliver about Thea, and he was like, "Oh, and and her father, obviously," and he says, "You're not going to lose me." Well, she kind of has, Ollie's there, and Oliver's there, but he seems to be more Ollie now than he has been, and I distinguish the two very deliberately, because Ollie was before the island, and he was kind of that oblivious, selfish. Well, he wasn't oblivious, he was just selfish back then, we can assume. But he's kind of almost gone back to that in a way now that he's with Sarah, and he is Ollie. Whereas Oliver was, the grown up, the hood vigilante. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that line. It was completely unintentional, has completely changed the direction that I want to take that story. But there you go. So that was the main thing, and I wanted to do this video because I can't wait to bring out, when I bring out the next chapter, I can't wait until then to sort of clear that up, because that's kind of a pivotal point at the moment. So yeah, I really did just want to clear that up. But if you've got any further comments or questions, probably post a review to this chapter on FanFiction, or send me a private message. If you've got any further questions or queries or comments or anything like that, let me know, because I like I've said, you guys just make the writing worth it. I mean, it's not, I don't find writing a chore most of the time. It's not. Most of the time it's procrastination, stress relief, a nice form of therapy. So those are my main reasons for writing, but you guys just make it worth it. To be totally honest, yeah, that was it really. So thank you so much. Continue to read. I will endeavour to get this argument written, and keep tuned to At Least It Wasn't Dirty Dancing. So thank you very much, everyone. Bye.